G'day and welcome to a special sit down here at the Toowoomba RSL, where we're shining a spotlight on the team who keep this place ticking like a well-oiled Land Rover. The Toowoomba RSL isn't just a building, it's a bit of a home base for our veterans, their families, and the wider community. And like any good platoon, it's run by a top-notch team who are fair dinkum about keeping the spirit alive. Today we're bringing you a chance to meet the committee members, the ones who've stepped up to take the reins. From their backstories to their vision for the future, you'll hear it all, straight from the horse's mouth. So grab a brew, settle in, and join us as we give a big shout out to the people who keep the RSL mission on track. Let's get this show on the road.
Good morning, Lindsay. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, good.
Fantastic. Can you share a little bit about your background and what brought you to join the Toowoomba RSL?
Oh, that's a long story. I grew up in country Victoria, near Wangaratta. I played Aussie rules football in the winter and tennis in the summer, and had a series of labouring jobs until I joined the Army in 1963. It's a long story for me to get to Toowoomba. I came home from Vietnam in 1966 and I was refused membership of the Wangaratta RSL. And Vietnam was not a war. So they told me. And at the same time, there was the anti-conscription movement going on in Australia. And so I stayed in the Army until 1983 and chose not to return to Wangaratta because of several things that happened to me. And I set up house in Toowoomba and got work with the Queensland Public Service. I retired in 1999, and in about 2004, I was helping with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Mother's Memorial Park, and I met Paddy Boxall, and he talked me into joining the RSL. I didn't join the RSL until 2005, and have been in ever since.
What does being a part of the RSL mean to you personally?
The main thing is camaraderie. The second is friendship, the friendships that follow from camaraderie. I enjoy the company, and the third is the welfare that the RSL provide to the veterans.
Do you have a family or personal history in the armed forces? If so, how has that shaped you individually?
My family were primary producers and had no military service. My mother's father, however, served in World War I, and his children served in World War II. I listened to my uncles talking about their experiences and became interested in life in the armed services. My grandfather never talked much about his service in World War I. In 1963, I joined the Army and was allocated to the Medical Corps, where I became a medic. I continued as a medic until my discharge in 1983.
So what inspired you to take a leadership role within the RSL?
Once again, Paddy Boxall was the inspiration. I admired the way he was the president.
Yeah. What is your primary focus or goal as part of the committee?
The first is welfare and helping veterans where I can. The second is leaving a legacy. Restoring and displaying of memorabilia has been my interest right from the beginning. And the other part of my legacy, is the War Graves project and the establishment of the memorials in the schools, retirement villages and nursing homes, and the establishment of the spirit of the Anzac War.
Yeah. So what's your correction? Can you share a memorable or impactful moment from your time serving on the committee?
Oh, the most important one was the efforts to add the old Anzac room to the lease. This is important because it will give space for the advocate to work and in private, and for the memorabilia to be displayed.
Yeah. What's your favourite event or tradition at the RSL?
by volunteering with the RSL in fundraising and social activities, and just to call in with the staff and have a good chat.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies or interests outside of the RSL that you'd like to share with the members?
Oh, the biggest one is music. I enjoy music and I play it most weekends. And that's probably the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could invite anybody, past or present, to the RSL for a chat, who would it be and why?
Oh, my grandfather, because when I was growing up, we had many a chat on the back veranda of his house.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see the RSL in the next 5 years?
With a fresh committee, hopefully, people under 35, it will still occupy the Soldiers Memorial Hall, but it will be extended from our present lease to include the Anzac Room, allowing for display of memorabilia and for the privacy of the advocate.
What do you think is the most important role the RSL plays in our community?
It's a focal point for veterans and their families.
If you could leave one message to the members and supporters of the RSL, what would it be?
Support it.
Support it. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, Lindsay.
Well, there you have it, mates. You've heard from Lindsay Morrison, one of the committee members who helped keep this place running like clockwork, and learned a bit about what makes the Toowoomba RSL such a ripper spot. Whether you're here telling a furphy, having a brew, or paying your respects, this is your home base. So don't be a stranger. Swing by, get involved, and keep the spirit alive. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay fair dinkum and carry on. See you later, mates.